Hello, everyone. Welcome to our very first ever in real life podcast.
Yeah, that's right, Steve. It's really nice to finally meet you in person.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
You're taller in person.
Wow, thanks for saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the height I expected,
Okay.
honestly.
Nice. Yeah. It's
Not short, though, to be clear.
no.
Yeah.
Above average, I think, by like an inch.
By a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Great to meet you for the first time. Like, seriously, this is a great
Ah,
handshake.
Jeez.
It's really firm.
You must be a businessman. That was really good. It's great, though, Steve. We're in Mexico together.
We are. We are currently in Cancun,
Uh-huh.
Quintana Roo.
Quintana Roo. Yeah.
Quintana Roo. We're not really sure.
We don't know yet. We should have looked it up, but
Yeah.
we didn't. It's really nice here, though. The weather's great. We had some tacos last night.
Dude, how many tacos did we eat last night?
I swear I think I had like 8.
We were just taco hopping from stand to stand.
Yeah.
We even got some late night ones like that were completely unnecessary.
Yeah, like I literally was extremely full. That last one, I don't know if I even finished it.
Yeah, you got about halfway. It was
Yes.
a strong effort.
Yeah, you had some soup as well.
I had some lime soup. It's a traditional soup in the Yucatan region of Mexico. It's one of my favorite Mexican dishes, other than tacos, of course. Lime soup is delicious.
Yeah, no, but I was so excited when I landed in Mexico. I was like, I need to eat a taco like now. Like, I'm not waiting. Like, I don't want a burrito. I don't want a quesadilla. I need tacos. Yeah, I need some off the street, no gloves on, low sanitary. I need some spicy sauce.
Yeah, and that's why we went to so many different places, because the likelihood got higher for us to get food poisoning. Like, one of those places was for sure going to give us diarrhea.
Yeah.
If you go to one, like that one could be clean, and that's not guaranteed diarrhea. But
Right.
if you spread it out and you go to 6 different establishments, one of them is going to give you diarrhea. And I think we both accomplished that. I think,
Yeah.
not that I've been noticing your bathroom habits over there, but
There were a lot of them.
hey, man, I had a late night in the middle of the night kind of
Oh,
myself. So
well, good thing we're not in Dubai. You're not allowed to flush after 10 p.m.
That's right.
But here, they're serving these tacos. They know they got to keep that wide open.
yeah.
They got to keep that wide open all night. Yeah, no, I've definitely been, I'm glad we've been sharing that bathroom. It's been an adventure
It's been
today.
fun. I love sharing bathrooms with you.
Yeah, me too. It's fine. I feel like I was almost thinking my stomach it's kind of like going through like a boot camp right now. Like it's like, okay, Jack, you're eating some, really some street food. It's kind of dirty. Like you kind of got to build up those, I don't know, those enzymes or the bodily defenses.
Yeah.
To protect-
It's like a vaccine, right?
Yeah.
Like you give yourself a little dose to protect yourself from the bigger stuff. So yeah, like the first little taco you had,
Right.
that was kind of your vaccine, and then
Right.
good.
Right. And like tonight we'll be able to probably beat 8 tacos. Well, we'll be completely fine tomorrow as well. So
Yeah, I think we got some plans for tonight. We're gonna do some taco reviews for our listeners and some viewers.
yeah, some special tacos.
Yeah, special tacos. So, but that'll be on a future episode. We'll be sure to share that with you all. It's gonna be exciting.
Yes, and it is very exciting doing an in-person podcast. So, if you guys have any tips for in-person podcasts, let us know.
Yeah, we're used to doing it remotely, being usually in different countries. So the
Yeah.
fact that we're on the same couch right now is weird. It kind of looks like a casting couch.
It does. Yeah, and we are on video.
Usually when I see a video of 2 people talking like this on a couch, it ends a lot differently than this one is probably going to end. So I'm sorry, but sorry if we disappoint anyone out there who is expecting something else from this video.
Yeah. No, I mean, the casting couch is even the correct color. Not that I would know. But
I've just heard from like my friends and stuff.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I definitely hope it turns out differently. I think we can probably be a little more productive. We'll get a call back after the casting.
Yeah. So this is our submission. We're gonna send this to Hollywood, and hopefully they like guys talking about diarrhea, and then we're gonna become famous.
Yeah, shout out to Johnny Sins. So,
Shout out.
yeah.
All right, should we get into our actual content for today? Yeah, let's stop bullshitting. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah,
We're just saying a bunch of nonsense.
What do you say in sales? Let's cut the turkey.
Talk turkey.
Talk turkey.
I don't
Okay.
say that, but
Okay.
some of the more cheesy salespeople will say
They say that?
crap. Yeah.
Oh, well, I obviously don't say it either because I got it wrong.
Well, Jack, you know about ABC, right?
Always be closing.
Yes. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
well, this is like ABP, like always be podcasting. Then we'll have to change it.
Oh, I thought it always be posting as well. Hosting your podcast.
It could be a multiple.
Yeah.
Stand for multiple things.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
cool.
yeah. So Steve, what is kind of on the docket? What are we going to learn today? Any current events that affect nomads around the world or in the U.S.?
Yeah. I mean, let me talk about our nomad news for today. So there's been a lot of talk, no pun intended, about TikTok. The app was banned for like a few hours the other day on January 19th. I don't know what happened. It was just gone for a few hours and then it came back. I think it was just to scare people and like make them use it even more. They're like, oh, this can be taken away from us. Let's like use it even harder now.
Wow. It's like scarcity, the marketing.
Exactly.
Those marketing people.
It was all a marketing scheme, but here's what's going on. So because people, there's this looming fear. We don't really know what's going to happen, if it's going to be permanently banned. Basically, what needs to happen is someone in the US needs to buy, I think, over 50% of the company of TikTok. So then it's not a Chinese-owned company anymore. And so that way the US will keep it as an app.
Okay.
But because people are so worried about TikTok getting banned, there's been some stats from Duolingo.
Wow. Okay.
Duolingo, of course, being a language learning app.
Okay.
Right, that teaches you languages. I use it all the time, but we'll get to that later. They have seen on Duolingo a 216% jump in learners of the language Mandarin Chinese. Okay, so everyone's trying to learn Mandarin. Why are they trying to do that, you think?
There's got to be something to do with TikTok. That's my guess, right?
That's a really good guess. So what people are doing is, they're like, okay, what's the alternative to TikTok if it gets banned? So I guess there's this app in China. It's known as Zhao.
That was perfect.
And in the States, it's just known as Red Note.
Okay. Do you think that's a direct translation?
I don't know.
Or you think it's like a marketing thing? Like it means, maybe it's like White Rhino, but like Red Note.
Yeah.
Sounds better or something.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's probably actually called like this, we're spying on you, like this app. Yeah, American Spy app.
Yeah, but they're not that idiot American app.
Yeah, something like. So
okay.
The thing about Red Note is it's only navigatable in Mandarin. So people are, in order to use this new app, people in the US are trying to learn Mandarin. So it got like 1 million new users in 2 days after it was suggested as being TikTok's replacement.
Wow.
And now I guess everyone's like, well, I can't read any of this. So what do? They go to Duolingo to try to learn Mandarin, which I believe they say is one of the most difficult languages to learn as an English speaker, but that's what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I literally know zero Mandarin, and I'm sure it's incredibly difficult. I feel like it'd even be harder to read because there's like so many symbols and stuff. It sounds like an uphill battle. I mean, by the time you learn it, aren't we gonna just ban this app too?
Probably, yeah.
At least you learn Mandarin after. It's not like a complete fail. Like at the end of it, you get 0 video apps, but you learn Mandarin.
That's true. It's a win-win, really.
Yeah.
People that want to learn stuff.
A dedication to the TikTok grind.
But we do have an update.
Okay.
So, that Trump guy that everyone's been talking about recently?
Yeah, he loves McDonald's and Diet Coke.
Yeah, I think his name is Ronald Trump.
Yeah, okay.
I think he's like named after Ronald McDonald or something.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So I don't really know who that guy is, but he recently told reporters that Microsoft, if you're familiar with that company.
Yep.
Word, Excel.
Yeah. Internet Explorer.
I love Internet Explorer.
Yeah, my favorite. Yeah.
So apparently Microsoft is in talks to acquire TikTok. Like they're putting down a bid. There might be a bidding war kind of going on. But again, people have asked Microsoft about this. They declined to comment. So really this all just came from that Ronald Trump guy. And again, I don't know much about him, but I definitely trust everything that he says. Like, I don't think he's ever said anything less than truthful. So if Trump said it, then it's probably true.
Yeah, and there's probably a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy there. Our president says, "Hey, these guys should buy it." Like they probably will.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens. I'd be really sad if we lost TikTok. I mean, like we said before, Jack, it's just an important cultural app for the US.
Yeah,
We don't want our youth out there getting too smart, right? This kind of helps
right.
them at a level.
And it's kind of a double whammy, right? If you think about it, if they ban TikTok, that means they don't get the videos, and now they're learning Mandarin. We don't want that, like, right? Like that's
That's true. Yeah, damn it. We're just, yeah,
we're losing the cultural war here in America.
we really are.
But it will be interesting to see how this plays out. I mean, I think TikTok has kind of cemented itself as kind of the new really good social app. So
Dude, and it has 170 million American users, which is a shit ton of
does he got
people.
like half of America?
Yeah, I mean, our population is like, I think like 350 million in the States, something like that. So yeah, that is a really good portion. I mean, that's if you look at like how many people watch the Super Bowl, it's still only like 25% of the population. How many people vote
Yeah,
for the
right.
US election? Like such a small percentage. Like I'm pretty sure more people have TikTok in the US than voted in the election.
Maybe we need to incorporate voting into TikTok to kind of get people more involved.
That's
And
right.
when the Americans purchase it, maybe we can add a few of those features.
Dude, I mean, we talked about this on a previous episode. Like, I would like to be able to vote online instead of having to like do paper and pen stuff.
Yeah.
If I could just vote through TikTok,
Yeah.
make a fun video about, do like a dance about who I'm voting for.
Yeah.
On.
Or like, how it's like those baby reveal videos where it's either pink or blue? You could do like a voting reveal video, like red or blue.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I hit a golf ball and it's like the color of like the candidate I'm trying to, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I feel
good.
like that would be awesome. I think maybe video voting would be really cool. And if you have a viral video, maybe we give you a couple extra votes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It depends on how good the video is. It's like a 3-pointer in basketball.
If your voting dance goes viral, like, we give you 10 votes.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I kinda like that idea too. Maybe vote harder and we'll give you like more. We'll make it
Yeah.
count more.
See, this is making lemonade out of lemons here, Okay, it gets banned, but then we get to acquire it and kind of improve upon some of its core features. So
Yeah. Okay, this is good, man.
yeah.
We'll send this to Microsoft or to China or Trump or someone and maybe they'll use this idea.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if they've subscribed or anything, but if they want to subscribe, follow us, like that could help us maybe, we would be more than happy to provide advice.
Dude, that would be awesome. If we could have Microsoft tweet like, "Hey, follow Nomads, no worries."
Yeah, that'd
probably
be badass.
help our users.
Yeah, that would be some really good engagement for sure.
All right. What else do we got on this story? Are we good on this one? Should we move on?
I mean, that is so when it was banned, does that mean like it was erased from your phone or just it broke? Like if you hit the button on your phone, it broke.
I think it was more like it broke. Like they didn't remove the app ever, I don't think.
Okay, so is it like Flappy Bird, like those old iPhones that like still have Flappy Bird on it and you can like resell it?
Yeah.
I got the vanilla TikTok on my phone.
Yeah, I don't know. And dude, it was only a few hours. I'll be honest. I don't think I used TikTok during the ban.
Oh, okay. Yeah, neither did I.
Yeah, but our social media guy did hit me up and he was like, "Yo, I can't post your shit." And because we post our posts like automatically, right? We have a schedule and they auto post.
Right.
And it did not auto post during that time. That's all.
Wow.
So
What do you think percentage of nomad creators are affected by this? I mean, I would say probably pretty high. I mean, content creation and nomading go hand in hand.
dude, some people make their full income from TikTok. So if he gets banned, like he's out of a job.
Yeah, that's wild. What? Start making YouTube videos, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Be like us, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music, we're on Amazon Music.
We're on Red Note.
We're on Red Note, we're on Tube, we're on Pornhub, we're on Zhao Sheng Shu.
Well, only this episode's on Pornhub because of the casting couch thing. But yeah, other than that,
we're trying to break into the Pornhub market. This is kind of our first attempt at that.
And there's a lot of cruff that you kind of got to get through to kind of get noticed on that site.
I've heard some things about entering the porn industry. Like, you're a dude, like you have to do gay porn first.
Really? As a warm-up?
Prove you're really
can handle it?
Yeah. That could be complete nonsense. Like, it's probably not even true, but I feel like that's just one of those rumors people started back in the day.
Damn.
Like, well, I was ones like, Marilyn Manson got his rib cage removed so he could suck his own dick. Like, everyone in the world.
I thought that was like Bob Dylan or something. No, that was Marilyn Manson.
Well, it wasn't anyone because it wasn't.
Oh, it's not actually true.
It's not even true. But like, for some reason, everyone in the world heard that rumor.
Do you think that if you went to the doctor to get your rib removed so you could suck your own dick, like the doctor's like in the office, like, okay, let's see, okay, you're not that flexible. We might need to remove.
Yeah.
All right, sorry, bro. Like, maybe if you could do a little more ab workout, like we could only remove one.
They remove two, and then you test it afterwards, and you still can't do it. You got to go back in. You're like, Doc, we got to get some more ribs out of here.
And he's like, dude, I'm sorry, insurance only covers 2 for this operation.
He's like, all right, out of pocket.
Yeah, out of pocket.
How much per rib?
Or maybe you can save a little bit of money by only getting on one side. You kind of like lean over.
Yeah,
like if your dick kind of hangs over to a particular side, like you can kind of be more strategic.
Some guys, we used to make fun of a guy in our fraternity who had like a dick that was crooked, like it kind of went to the left all the time.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, if you're that guy, you could just get the one removed and that way.
Some people are blessed, I guess.
Yeah. I wish,
Wow. Yeah, me too.
Okay, great. So, speaking of Duolingo, we thought it could be a fun little nomad hack.
Okay.
Talk about languages abroad. It's something that we have to deal with every time we go to a new country. Well, there's different levels to it, obviously, and it depends on the country and really the town, the city that you're in within a country.
Right.
So we're going to talk about some hacks on that and kind of what we do to navigate that whole thing. So like I said, I think, okay, so you go to Europe, most big cities at this point, and most big cities in general speak English. I shouldn't say in general, but in Europe for sure, like you can get by with English, I think, pretty well. Even like here in Cancun, it's pretty touristy. They attract a lot of U.S. English-speaking tourists, so they speak a lot of English here.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed is, you go to smaller towns, maybe in Mexico, smaller towns in Latin America, smaller towns in Europe, even like in France, we went to small towns, not a very high English-speaking rate.
Wow. So even in Western Europe, drastically reduced.
I think, when you think about it, it's like people in big cities, they're doing big business. They're probably talking to people in different countries, especially in Europe, but in small towns, like I don't know, I just feel like they're just like farmers. They're only talking to like 5 people total in their little town, and they don't need to learn English or any other language.
Yeah. And that's refreshing, honestly, because I feel like every time I meet a European, they know 5 languages. I want to meet a European that doesn't know any languages. I need something a little more relatable. My American experience here.
I feel that.
Oh, yeah.
But, and there's some countries, in Europe with a higher, France has a huge population, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they actually have a lower English speaking rate than, say, the Nordic countries, Norway, Sweden.
Oh, okay.
Norway and Sweden have tiny populations relatively, right? There's like 4 million people, I think, in Norway, something like that. So like smaller than some cities out there in the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, that's a small pool of people to only speak Norwegian with. So like everyone there knows English. I think the English speaking rate is like above 95%.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Because they probably have to speak with people in other countries all the time. So they kind of use English as their kind of middle ground.
That's interesting. I wonder what the highest like English literacy rate is in all the countries in the world where English is not the primary language. You think Norway is one of the best at English?
It is.
I speak Norwegian.
Yeah,
I'm saying
I've looked this up before. In the Nordic countries up there, the Scandinavia,
they're the best.
There's some of the highest rates up there. But again, France, it's a big enough country where like they have a big pool of people to speak French to. Maybe they don't have to go speak with people from other countries. So like they just have enough people in France that, so they actually have a much lower English speaking rate than those Nordic guys. So
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. I think for France too, I think they're always known for their culture, they like their stuff. You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? So I'm not super surprised. But I will say I wouldn't even call it a problem, but languages abroad is always super fun and interesting for me. I think it's great. I love going to countries with weird languages. I mean, we were just talking over lunch today how, yeah, like, I typically don't go to other countries that are English speaking because it's like that's like a little bit less fun for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. We haven't spent much time in England. Yeah. I did go to Ireland, for a while, and that was cool. But yeah, it's fun to just go to these places, go into Turkey, not a big English speaking rate there, and just trying to get by with
yeah.
my hands and Google Translate. But yeah, I always like to learn thank you. I think we talked about that, and like hello.
Mhm.
So like Turkey, I learned hello is merhaba, not a very simple thing.
Wow, okay.
And then thank you was, I don't remember, but yeah. But yeah, so let's talk about some solutions here, Jack.
Yeah.
What do we do? What do you do when you're navigating these countries to kind of help with the language barrier?
Yeah, I mean, I think Duolingo is a pretty good tool if you're trying to make a concerted effort. I think over time, I probably wouldn't Duolingo like a niche language if I was
Yeah.
just going there for a month. But I think if you're planning on doing like a South American tour or like Central America or, spending a lot of time in like a homogenous language type of situation, like I think you'd like Duolingo in Spanish, I think is a great option.
So
Yeah.
I'm a big Duolingo user, not to brag, but my streak for Spanish is 108 days,
Wow, guy.
808s and heartbreaks.
Wow.
And, I don't like to branch out. I only have brain capacity to probably learn one more language for the rest of my life,
Yeah.
being honest.
Yeah.
And Spanish is really hard. They say it's more difficult to learn a language. Like after you turn 30, like it's just like it's like twice as difficult
Really?
to learn a language than like in your 20s. The younger you are, the easier it is. Like little kids are sponges. They can just soak up languages easily. My family lived in Japan when I was a kid, and my older brother, or not when I was a kid, I guess. I was born there, but I didn't really. But my older brother was like already a kid, right? He was like 5 years old,
Okay.
something. And they lived there for 2 years. And like we still have videotapes of them from Japan. And my little brother, like he grew up speaking English. He learned English. Like he was born in the US, but like when he was in Japan, he just like picked up Japanese, and we have videos of him fluently speaking Japanese. He's like ordering a pizza on the phone. He speaks way better than my parents did. Cause again, my parents were like old, and so they had trouble learning it. But for my little brother, he just naturally picked it up.
No way. So he was just super good when he was like 5 or 6. Wow. Does he remember any of that to this day? Or like, how does that
Doesn't
work for him?
Not a whole lot. Like I think he took a Japanese language course in college, and said it was still kind of tough. Like I think he lost a lot of it.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think it helped. But yeah.
That's pretty awesome. I liked how you said you like to learn thank you or hi. And I try to do that as well. But I do remember there's been a few countries where basically I learned 0 words.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
it was really like I remember Georgia, it was like I asked how to say thank you, and it was like a sentence. And I'm like, dude, I can't. You got a short thing, like you shorten it up for me, but they didn't. So
And honestly, yeah, like going to like Netherlands or Norway, like those countries I was mentioning,
yeah.
I never tried to learn their language there. They get enough English speakers. Like everyone speaks English. I didn't need to try. Like I just would go to a place, let them know I'm an English speaker. I would just say, "Hey, how are you doing?" And they're like, "All right, English speaker." And then boom, just straight English. I didn't even
Get right into it.
I,
Talking
yeah,
to Turk.
I didn't even need to try. I just talked Turkey immediately.
And I think honestly that's fine too, because it's like you don't want to waste someone's time by stumbling through it, like Euro trip style. Like you just want to just get to the point. I'm sure they appreciate that.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, I just think for me, Spanish makes the most sense. I took German in high school, but I cheated pretty much the whole time. So
Yeah.
I didn't learn anything. But now it's like I find myself in Spanish speaking countries quite frequently. So like that's just the one I'm going to stick to, and I'm trying to learn, and I think I'm doing okay.
I think you're doing great, honestly.
Yeah.
You've been great. Yeah.
Jack is a good judge for this because Jack actually speaks fluent Spanish.
Yeah.
Want to talk about that in English? Do you want
Yeah.
to tell people about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm my mom's from Spain, and so I kind of grew up being the sponge, kind of like your older brother, just talking with my mom in Spanish, and I would say I'm so lucky for that. I wish I could go back in time and try even harder with her in that situation. I mean, when you're growing up as a kid, you take some of that stuff for granted, or at least I did. But now as an adult, doing what we're doing, I'm like, man, this is extremely useful.
100%. I took it for granted. Like when I was a kid, I was so stupid and immature. Like I didn't ever think about my future yet, ever. It's like me now, like would have thanked younger me for a lot of, like, I could have done so many things differently that like,
Yeah.
I wish. But anyway, that's life. That's life.
Yes.
But it's like, okay, in high school, everyone was like, you should take Spanish because that's going to be the most useful. But I was like, nah, because German was like the fuck around class.
Oh, so you're like, I got
It
this.
was known as like the easy kind of just like dumbass class. So I was like, I'm taking German with my boys. We're just going to goof off all day. I don't need to learn Spanish. I'm never going to need that. I'm American.
Right, right.
And now I'm like, damn, I really wish I would have Spanish.
That is funny though that you bring up. That was really fun, and I actually echo this a lot with because I took Spanish as in classes because it was easy, and I loved language classes. I feel like when you go to the Spanish class in high school or middle school or whatever, it's like fun. Like those classes, I'm sure German's similar where they're geared towards like group activities. You're talking with people and stuff. And I think it kind of reminds me a little bit of, I feel like when we go to these traveler towns, there is opportunities to like, as an adult, take some of these classes where it kind of, two birds with one stone. You get to meet other people that are like probably traveling just like you, and they want to like take a Spanish class once a week and hang out. You get to meet people, learn the language, and get actual really good, feedback and coaching on a different language of your choice.
Yeah. And I think I should do that because, yes, I see it when I go to the nomad towns. They have, signs, they have buildings that say, learn to speak Spanish for English
Yeah.
speakers. And, maybe that, I know we talk about a lot of like goals. I feel like every episode I'm like, that's something I'll do this year. That's something. But yeah, maybe this year that could be a goal for me, is to actually take one of those in-person classes.
Yeah.
Duolingo, I'll be honest, dude, like I could probably keep doing Duolingo for 20 years and probably never be a fluent Spanish speaker. Like, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to have like a real in-depth conversation. My goal was really to be able to like order at restaurants and not sound like a total gringo tourist fuck.
Yeah.
And I think I've kind of gotten to that point.
Yeah, I think you do great.
Little bits, but I still want to obviously keep learning and keep refining my skills. But yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Duolingo is really good for like vocabulary memorization type of stuff, like bedrock things you need. But then I think both would be great. Do the Duolingo, go to the class, and you'll be able to apply it more. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So another hack that I frequently use, and I feel like we give Google a lot of shout outs here, but I use Google Translate a lot. Now, there's another app, which is just like the Apple Translate app that just kind of comes with the iPhone. And that one sucks for a lot of reasons. Like, I don't think you can take pictures of stuff. Also, you can't like just switch back and forth. Like, I can go Spanish to English and then click a button and it switches English to Spanish. But on the Apple one, I have to like scroll down and like switch them manually. And it's very tedious and time consuming. It's just annoying. So the Google Translate app, super fast. You can quickly switch the language. And what's super beneficial is you can take photos directly on the app of words that are in English. And then the photo will translate the words to English. So I use that for cooking. Like if I have a package of food and I'm trying to learn how to like cook it, I'll take a picture of that. Obviously menus, if they're not in English, you can take pictures of menus or just anything.
Yeah.
I use that all the time.
No, I love Google, and I like the feature, the downloading offline is my favorite feature.
Yes.
Because it's like sometimes I don't have good Wi-Fi or whatever, but, having those downloaded was really good.
Yes.
Yeah, that helped a lot. I remember in Bali, it was very Russian forward, and having the Russian translation downloaded was super helpful for me.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
I noticed not all languages are downloadable. I've noticed that.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I think the more common ones are, I know like French, Spanish, I guess Russian. But I think like some weird one, like when I was in Albania, like I couldn't download Albanian and, some of the more niche languages, not so much.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe Google shout out, maybe you guys can kind of fix that.
Yeah.
'Cause it's a great app. I definitely agree. But it is kind of fun, learning a language is fun and speaking it is awesome, so I think it's a great activity to do, especially if, I mean, personally, I think Spanish and English has got to be one of the best combinations you could have. I mean, that covers a lot of the world, right?
Totally.
Maybe Arabic in there, Mandarin would be good as well.
Yeah.
Those would be good.
French is another one that is widely spoken. But yeah, Spanish for me, it's like maybe this is just a personal thing, but I like to be able to separate myself from your average tourist and let the people know I'm at least trying. Like, if you're not even trying to speak their language, they don't really care. But I don't know. I like to at least let them know I'm giving it a shot. So
Yeah, I agree. There's nothing wrong with getting a brownie point or two.
now, if you are an English speaker and you're looking to learn a new language that is easy, they say that the easiest language, so Spanish is up there. It's like top 5, top 3
As far as the easiest for
native English speakers.
Okay.
But the number one that they say is easiest to learn for native English speakers is Dutch.
Oh.
And I've looked at Dutch before. And again, you probably don't need it because everyone in Dutch speaking countries speaks English. But
Yeah.
if you look, a lot of the words are super similar. They just have like random letters like mixed in, like different spellings.
Yeah.
And the big part is they have the same order and like same verb conjugations or whatever, but it's the same order like in the sentence. So like, in Spanish, like sometimes you're saying it kind of backwards, right?
Yep.
Like instead of
Sending like construction is
instead of saying like you have cute hair, I'd say like you have hair cute or whatever, in Spanish.
Their hair is cute or something.
Yeah, or whatever. I don't. Yeah, I clearly don't know what the.
No, but I picking up. Yeah.
But yeah, Dutch is like all in the same order, which I think is super helpful.
Dude, that is honestly crazy that you say that, because I remember one time I was in Amsterdam in one of these coffee shops, right? And I was sitting at like the bar and there was these two people right next to me talking, right? And I was by myself. And so I thought everyone was Dutch in there, and I might have been a little high. And I swear these guys started talking English. And so I sort of interrupt their conversation because I thought they were talking to me, and they were actually speaking Dutch the whole time.
Interesting.
So that might have been the pot, but like, I felt like it was very similar. It tricked me for a minute.
So yeah, so I met some Dutch people actually, and they said that they're one of the only countries in the world that like their Netflix and everything, it's not dubbed over. Like they just watch Netflix in English. And
Oh, really?
no, so it's funny that there was a viral tweet from the president of the Netherlands one day, and he basically was saying we have a serious problem, but like you could tell that's what he was saying, even though it was in Dutch, and it was like we have in serious problem. It was like kind of read like that. And everyone was just kind of laughing at it because it was just like, oh, your problem seems so serious. But you could tell that's what he was saying because it's just such a similar language. And I thought that was funny.
Wow, that's hilarious. He gets memed for just speaking his own language.
I don't know what the problem was, but it seemed pretty serious.
Houston, we have a problem.
We have a problem.
Wow, wait, okay, so you say Dutch, Spanish. What other ones are super easy, Steve? Do you, off the top of your head, remember something like that?
Let's look it up. Easiest languages to learn for English speakers to learn.
Okay.
Okay. Wow. This is an interesting one. Okay. We got Norwegian. Oh, okay.
African.
Number one is Afrikaans, according to this website, this random blog. Afrikaans. So that's interesting. Afrikaans is.
Oh, it's of Dutch origin.
Yeah. So it actually, Afrikaans and Dutch sound like very similar. You could almost like speak to someone in the other, and they have, but there are certain words I know that are different, but they're like very similar because like
Interesting.
it evolved from Dutch settlers going to South Africa, people who came from the Netherlands and Dutch speakers, and then it evolved over the years into this Afrikaans language. But it has some influence with Portuguese, Malay, and French. So Afrikaans. Okay, number 2 is Dutch.
Okay.
Going to this.
Okay, so we're on it. Wait. So they're saying right here, this website is saying approximate time to learn 24 weeks? What?
I don't know about that. That's
Okay.
I don't know.
We'll revisit that.
Yeah. Depends on how many lessons of Duolingo we do.
And what does that mean afterwards? Like,
Yeah, like what does learn mean? Like
yeah.
okay, number 3, Norwegian. Again, probably don't need that. Whatever. Then number 4 is Spanish. So that's
Okay.
good.
Okay.
A lot of the words, dude, it's like you could just guess, like just put like an O on the end of it of like the English word, and like there's fucking 25% chance it'll just be that word. Number 5, Italian.
Okay, I can see it's kind of like, yeah, okay.
Number
So all these are sort of, I feel like they're in the same family, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Portuguese, French. So yeah, they're all in the same. Romanian, people forget Romanian is a romantic language.
Oh, wow.
So also in that same family. But Swahili. Okay. Yeah, that's
Okay.
I guess you can learn that one.
Okay, that's been good.
I did not try to learn Swahili, but in Kenya, that's one of their main
Well,
languages.
now, how was their English in Kenya?
It was kind of bad, even though the 2 official languages in Kenya are English and Swahili. But like I don't know, people's English was not that great, and I feel like I couldn't understand people a lot of the like I know
They were mostly on the Swahili side.
yeah, but they could speak English. I just feel like their accents were thick, and I just like my hearing's going bad.
Right.
Just couldn't understand them that well. But yeah, let's see. And then Tagalong is
What is that?
number 10. That is the language spoken in the Philippines,
Wow, okay.
not to be confused with the Girl Scout cookie Tagalongs.
I don't know if I've usually been what's the peanut butter one?
Peanut butter delight.
Yeah,
Kind of thing?
I think that's
Peanut butter sandwiches.
or the mint one.
Oh, Thin Mints are.
Thin mints are
Good.
like crack.
I used to
Yeah.
freeze them in the freezer, and they'd be like extra cold when you eat them.
Oh, that's a good idea. I never prepared that much. Usually those boxes came in and they were gone.
Now, just to prove to everyone that I did learn some Swahili, I do want to say Jumbo to all my Kenyan listeners out there. Jumbo means hello.
Nice. That's a cool hello. I like Jumbo.
And then Asante was thank you. So again, that's all I ever learned. Asante, hello and thank you. So yeah,
Gotcha. Okay. Jumbo, Ashanti.
Ashanti, like the singer.
Yeah.
And then Jumbo, like jumbo.
Right. So Jumbo, Ashanti.
Yeah, like all my favorite foods are usually jumbo. So that's kind of how I know that one. So all right.
Now I wonder another stat here.
Okay.
You don't have to look this up, but one thing is, I wonder what's the easiest language to start from to learn a lot of languages. Like, do you think because we're English speakers, like I imagine if you're a Spanish native speaker, you could probably knock out like Portuguese, Italian, French, like all those, like
They're all romantic.
but you might have more trouble with like Dutch, German.
Well, I can't answer that exactly, but
Yeah.
every language they say comes from Latin. Okay, that Latin's like the mother of all languages.
Okay.
So actually in high school, at my high school, they made everyone take Latin their freshman year before you choose to go to Spanish or French or be a fuck off and do German.
Yeah.
You had to take a year of Latin to like learn kind of how other languages work. And then from there you can do the other one. So,
It's hilarious that you took German in high school. My dad did as well. And that was the only class he ever got a D in.
D for Deutsch.
Yeah, and just like you, he probably regrets it a little bit. He married a Spanish woman.
Yeah,
So it didn't work out, and to this day, he doesn't know Spanish.
that's tough.
So,
One's tough.
yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, Latin, dude, if you really want to learn stuff, you can learn. Even though that's a dead language, like that's nowhere actually speaks it anymore.
Except for like in church, right? Maybe some church stuff.
Yes, like some traditional Catholic masses are in Latin, and it just sounds really scary.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that would be interesting. I mean, I think this could be, honestly, if you really were like a more productive nomad than us, like this could be something that really, can help you not only experience a country more, but also just like level up your knowledge and like, the things that as a person.
It's true. I've heard that learning a language makes you smarter. It just like makes your brain more powerful.
Yeah.
And bullshit like that.
Like learning an instrument.
Yeah,
They always say that as a kid. Yeah, learn a language, learn an instrument.
yeah,
You know,
I'm smarter. So
don't skip school.
yeah, so that's why I'm so dumb because I only know one language really. So
Right. But I think you're really good at English. I think in terms of everyone I know, I would say that you're probably one of the best.
yeah, check this out: photosynthesis,
Wow, that's really good.
cornucopia.
What? Wow.
Dude, those words are fucking huge.
Yeah. Now, how about give me a tongue twister? Maybe like Peter Pan.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
Okay, that was good. She sells seashells by the seashore.
Nice, dude.
Wow, that was hard.
Oh, we're really good at it.
Wow. Yeah, and you know what? Video submissions for our listeners. Let's see what you got. Tongue twisters in any language. We'll take any language.
Any language. I would love to hear a Dutch tongue twister. That would
Yeah.
be hilarious.
Or a French one, I think, could be hilarious.
French, Italian, just like that would be awesome.
Espresso, yeah, it would be amazing. Yeah,
Sells espresso down by the
limoncello.
yeah, down by the pasta. All right. Fuck yeah.
Okay, but yeah, get out there and I think honestly, even if you don't have any intention of actually learning a language, I bet going to the language classes would probably just be fun in general.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like you said, it's a way to meet people, do an activity when you're traveling and not just work or sit around. So,
Well, one of my regrets was I went to Egypt, you know, and I was only supposed to be there for 2 weeks, right? And then I ended up being there for 6 months. But the whole time I always thought, okay, we're probably going to leave in a week. Why I bother learning Arabic? And then 6 months later, it's like, man, I didn't even try. I've been here for 6 months.
if you would have just
If I just started from the beginning, I probably would have been pretty good.
yeah, according to this website, you can learn it in 24 days or
Yeah, 24 hours. Yeah, like, so,
yeah.
so plan ahead and do your languages.
Listen to us. All right.
Yeah.
Should we do our location highlight?
Yeah.
All right, let's fucking send it. So we're gonna talk about a place that Jack and I have both lived on different occasions, and it's just down the road from where we're at right now. That's why we thought it would be a good time to talk about it. It is Playa del Carmen, Mexico. It is in the state of Quintana Roo
Mm-hmm.
or Quintana Roo.
We'll look that up after the episode.
It is a resort town, I would say, but the thing I liked about Playa del Carmen is it was much more than that.
Mm.
Like there was a cool city center. There's a cool strip that's, you know, you don't have to be staying at a resort. You can be a local, you can be whoever. And there's great Airbnb and hostel options, remote working, co-working spaces there. Like
Mhm.
it does cater a lot to digital nomads, expats. There's a huge expat community
out there.
so I thought that was cool. But yeah, Jack, what do you have to say?
Yeah, I thought it's great. I mean, logistically, it's in a good location. I think it's about 45 minutes to an hour from the Cancun airport. You know, you're close to Tulum if you want to do that. Puerto Morelos. Like, there's a lot of things around Playa del Carmen as well. I think that's when we visited Chichen Itza.
Yeah, me too.
Now you really enjoyed that. Yeah. And so I thought it was great. And I agree. I think it has a traveler town vibe. You could definitely find the resort stuff, especially if you go further south to Tulum. But it did have a lot of travelers, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. I felt like that street was
Yeah, Fifth Avenue is super lit, just full of bars and restaurants. Super fun, just kind of goes all night. Yeah, I felt really safe there. It wasn't sketchy. The way I feel like it's kind of set up is like the closer you are to the beach, like there's a layer of tourists that all kind of stay there, right? Maybe hotels, whatever, right on the beach. But then you go a couple blocks back, and that's where I lived, you know, just a few blocks off the beach. And that's more like expat territory. Like my building, I could tell was not local Mexican people. The people it was a big apartment building, but they weren't really like tourists that were there on vacation necessarily. It was more people like me, like long-term travelers, a lot of expats. And you could just tell they were, you know, from the US or whatever, just living there. And then after that, you go a few blocks even more inland, and then that's where you get more into the local territory where the locals live. But yeah, my building was awesome. I highly recommend living a few blocks off the beach. I could still walk to the beach, walk to Fifth Avenue, and do all that stuff easily, which is another great thing about the town. It is super walkable, so really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I think walkability is always like up there with Wi-Fi for me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think my highlight of Playa del Carmen was that was the first time I did a shark dive. I got scuba certified there in Playa del Carmen. It's a pretty big dive spot if you want to do scuba. Not really like a surfing thing or anything like that, but in terms of seeing sea life, fishing, diving, I think it's a pretty premier spot.
Yep. I actually used your recommendation for scuba instructors, so I got certified by the same people there.
Mm.
Another close place to visit from there is Cozumel. We forgot to mention that one. An island just off of Playa del Carmen. You could take the ferry directly from Playa del Carmen over to Cozumel, which is an amazing snorkel and scuba spot, and just a fun island to go mess around on.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, we did that as well, and it was cool. We did like I got the scooter around the whole island.
Yep.
It was great.
It wasn't a scooter, but it was some type of a four-wheel vehicle.
You got a four-wheel vehicle.
It was awesome. It was fun.
Yeah, this was before I was scarred, so we just had the moped set up. But yeah, and it's great, and the food is awesome. I felt like it's touristy enough, but it's also not. Like, I think it's a great middle ground of.
Yeah, you head to Fifth Avenue, you can get your chicken wings, your burgers, all that shit. But there's some great local taco establishments. Right by our apartment, there's kind of this back street that had a whole row of the taco stands. So I would hit that up all the time. Get some burritos, which, Jack, have you had a burrito before?
What's a burrito?
It's like kind of a hard shell. It's like a flat, like hard shell, almost kind of taco. But it's like flat and it's like stuffed with meat. It's kind of like a taco, but not
Like a tostada?
sort of. But no, it's kind of like a gordita thing, like a Taco Bell, like kind of like that,
Okay.
but more flat. And it's served with this hot broth, like
Okay.
stew thing. It's like you
Okay.
kind of dip it in there and drink the broth.
Birria? Is it birria tacos?
Yeah.
Okay, I say it wrong. Well, I don't know. You know, we also Quintana Roo, we're not sure, so I'm not gonna. I just wasn't picking up exactly. I thought it was something else, but I have had those.
My bad, dude. Birria. Yeah.
Look, okay, 808 days. We're still working on everything here. Okay,
Did I describe it correctly?
yeah. Well, the thing that tipped me off is it's like they call it the soup,
Right.
like the brown stuff, and you dip in.
It's so good.
I fucking love that stuff.
So good.
Yeah,
dude.
those are, I love. Now that is the thing. I feel like I haven't seen those that much.
I know it's weird. Like
Here, actually.
they had them everywhere in Playa, but we're just friggin' an hour away here in Cancun, or not even, and I haven't seen them here yet.
I haven't seen them here yet either. I was figured up.
Sure, we could find them if we looked at.
I actually had them a few days ago in Miami.
Oh,
I swear.
Not-
Yeah, that was the Brickle spot I was talking about. Yeah, so love those kind of tacos.
Yeah,
Honestly. Love all tacos, though.
we don't discriminate
Yeah.
when it comes to tacos. You can have a white tortilla, a brown tortilla. You know, we don't see color when it comes to tacos.
Yeah, we don't, honestly. Maybe I can talk about my shark diving experience.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yes, I wanted to ask about that. Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, so first of all, shout out. I was really scared to go. I only went because of peer pressure. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If it was just up to me, I would have bailed 100%.
Huh.
Okay. And so every year around November time in Playa del Carmen, the bull sharks come and they're pregnant and they come and they swim up into the cenotes to have birth. And then they swim back out because they want to have birth in brackish or even fresh water. So these types of sharks, their babies are had, and that's why they go into the cenotes. Okay, so they're all hanging out like outside of, they're like just offshore about to go into the cenotes. It's almost like going to the operating room to have labor. They're kind of waiting until they're ready. And so in the meantime, you got these behemoth sharks. I swear, they look like the classic shark. It's a bull shark. It's actually one of the most aggressive sharks in the world. But I guess when they're pregnant, they're a little more chill. So you got these pregnant sharks just kind of swimming around in circles, and you go to this very specific spot they take you. And you go down about 90 feet and you just sit there on the bottom, the floor, and they're swimming all around you. It's wild. We'll definitely have some content up. I have some videos of it. And they're massive. They're massive sharks. They're looking at you and they look even bigger because they're pregnant. Oh, God. And it was incredibly, it was really cool. I mean, some guys had like some chainmail on, like on their arm. I was like, is that really going to stop them? I don't know. I guess it would make me feel better.
I want that like on my face.
Yeah. But our diving instructor he said, "Don't worry, I'll be between you and the shark a little bit." And I was still worried, but I did it anyway because you can get me to do anything with some peer pressure.
So after it was all said and done, how were you feeling? Happy? Like, was there piss in your pants? Like, what was the vibe?
No piss. I thought it was really awesome. It was a really cool experience. It was something we basically sat around the whole day afterwards talking about it.
Yeah.
And it's an easy dive because all you got to do is you just sink all the way to the bottom. There's no swimming. You just sit there. And then in this very spot, and they just kind of like swim around you like this before they have their babies in the cenotes.
That is insane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So highly recommend. It's a very famous, but you have to go in season. So I think it's November, maybe December is very specific, but it's not cold. So the water is great. Obviously down here, we're a little in the tropics. So
Yeah.
okay. Not too bad. Yeah.
Can I tell my story that's similar?
Absolutely.
All right. So I went scuba diving also in a cenote.
Okay.
And down there, same area, maybe the same cenote. I don't know, whatever.
Right.
It's around Playa del Carmen area. And okay, so we get there and he's like, all right, that's the cenote we're about to dive into. And I see a fucking crocodile just like swimming around in the water, a huge crocodile. I was like, dude, we can't go in there.
Like you literally said that. You're like, dude, I don't want to go in there.
I can't go in there. There's a fuck. And our scuba instructor says, "Oh, don't worry about him. He's friendly." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm friendly to chicken wings until I fucking bite them and, eat them." No, like, yeah, you could say I'm friendly, but then I eat you. Like, what? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's hilarious. There's so many cenotes. Why pick that one with the crocodile?
Dude, so yeah. So anyway, he's like, "Don't worry about it." I was like, "Okay." The croc's gone by the time we get in. I don't see him anymore.
Kind of sneakily waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, I guess we're getting into this water with a crocodile. Like, whatever.
I would be freaking out,
We-
honestly.
we were joking. We came up at one point under this mangrove and it was cool. And someone made a joke about sea monsters or there's no sea monsters in here. And then someone was like, I don't know. There might be some kind of something. But anyway, so the dive is just about over. Okay.
Mhm.
We do the whole thing. It's all good. We're about to be done. And I'm kind of over it at this point. I know like we're close to the beginning where you get in. And so I start just kind of surfacing. I'm just going to go up. Like I'm kind of done.
Yeah, you're bored.
And I start hearing my instructor has like this bang thing, like this thing.
Oh, he's on the tank.
Underwater. Yeah, he's basically
Signal.
tank to signal for me to look at him. And at first I'm like, I see out of the corner of my eye some swimmers above me, like some feet. And I was like, oh, he's trying to tell me not to like surface into those swimmers. I was like, nah, dude, I'm good. So I keep kind of going and he's like still banging on his thing. And I look at him and he points up. And so I look up and there's this giant crocodile right above me, dude. Like I'm like 5 feet away from just surfacing directly into this thing's belly. It was I'm just swimming away back down as fast as I can.
Oh my God,
And
dude.
the people, we look up and like the swimmers are still there. The humans, like he starts swimming towards those people and they start fucking like swimming away from him on the surface. They get out. I guess they're fine.
What?
Then the croc goes to right where, because the cenote is designed, like we can only get out of the cenote at one part. It kind of is like a beach, right? The kind of shore of the cenote. And the croc is just sitting right at the shore where we're supposed to get out.
Running out of air. Like we gotta go.
Yeah,
Like
running out of air. So it's like, all right, I either die from running out of air or we gotta like fight this croc to get out
right
here.
Steve Irwin, more like it.
Yeah. And finally the croc swims away and we get the fuck out of there. And that was terrifying. But again, afterwards, it was all we could talk about. It was very exciting. Glad I lived to tell the tale.
Maybe that's the marketing trick. They're like, yeah, we could go to some other boring cenote, but let's take him to the crocodile one. I wonder how many Nomad podcasts have talked about this exact dial.
And this is right after we learned, like this was during our certification. It was like the last dive of our certification. So it's like, dude, we haven't like done many dives. Like we don't even know what we're doing. And you're just taking us to this croc spot. Like what the fuck?
Anyway, that would freak me out. And the thing is, I feel like those animals, they can sense that you're scared. Oh yeah, and I'm already paddling.
Oh, I was not on it. Like, this guy saw me. He's like this pussy. Like, I'm just gonna this guy who's so scared.
He's got a little bit of blubber on him. We'll take him out. Like
He's like, he's full of tacos. There's some nice spice and his
some birria.
yeah, some birria, yeah, soup,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
That is scary, dude. And the thing is, we are land mammals, so it's like you're in their domain. Like I don't even know if I could fight one off on land, but I'd much rather try on land than in water.
totally,
That's
that's my turf. Yeah, I could do that. But these guys with their swimming, like they could just swim around you and do
yes, what sneaking up on you.
yeah. And I feel like the vision down there, you just don't see what's going on. Like there could be a shark behind you at any moment, and you don't.
Yeah,
like so.
and it's like, how do you know this animal isn't going to eat some? I don't understand how you can make that call.
I mean, yeah, I'm sure he's like, it's a docile animal. I don't think crocs are out here eating people all the time, but like it could.
Yeah,
There was that story about Disney World a few years back. That one was fucked up.
yeah.
Yeah, I just don't know. But anyway,
I mean, Harambe,
yeah, like a Harambe, that kind of thing. So anyway, what else about Playa del Carmen, Jack, do you have to say?
yeah. I felt like the nightlife was really fun.
It was.
I felt like they had some really fun parties. I feel like they had some great live music,
Yeah.
some like Mexican bands, some fun little clubs to go to. I felt like it was very nightlife oriented. So after you almost, lose your life diving,
You live it up.
yeah, you go hard.
Yeah.
Like it's really perfect.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I told you I watched the Super Bowl there at Senior Frogs.
Oh my god.
Most places were all booked out for the Super Bowl, so we tried Senior Frogs, and they're like, "Yeah, we got space." So we did that. So, it's got those cheesy places, but like I said, there's some authentic stuff as well.
I felt like there was good food too. They had actual restaurant dining.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There was a lot of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a very comfortable place to live, I would say. And like I said, if you're an expat, go check it out. It's awesome.
Yeah, 100%. I play, and that was kind of for me, that was one of my first nomad spots, and I felt like it really kicked it off really strong.
Yeah.
So,
On the last episode, I think it was the last episode, I talked about the co-working space I went to in the back of a head shop. So if you want to learn more about that, check out our previous episode, maybe 2 ago. I don't know.
yeah, at this point, we're cranking them out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They all run together. The only one that's different is this one because we're together. It's different. What's up, dude?
What's up?
That was sick.
Yeah.
All right. What else we got? Anything? We're almost at our hour point. So
Yeah. No, that was good.
cool.
That was good.
All right, everyone. We love you. Thanks for listening or watching on YouTube. Be sure to follow us on streaming platforms. Give us a 5-star rating. I think that would be really cool. Super easy to do on Spotify. Click on about or something, and you click on something else, like rate show is what it says, and then you click 5 stars. Definitely don't click anything lower than 5 stars.
Yeah, just don't click it.
Just don't click.
Yes.
Just click away. Like go to Amazon, buy yourself a new pair of shoes, but don't rate us less than 5 stars.
Yeah.
Is it great?
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. That was it.
All right. Well, until next time,
Take a weird trip.
woo!